awesome man, the great Mr. Dante Owens from St. Louis, Missouri.
Man, I appreciate it, man. But you know, they would say it ain't official yet, so you can say A or AA, but don't say AALC. Right? We got a couple more days to get it done, and I'm gonna work a little bit today, man, because it'd be such an honor, man, to really be able to get that thing done here. It's a blessing to be here, guys, and you know how y'all doing in TV land. It really is a blessing to be here, man, and talk to Columbus and Allison and spend time with him. I know y'all know how I feel. You guys actually get an opportunity to talk to him every single day, man. So it feel like I've been here a week, and we just pulled in Friday, and here it is. We pulled in Thursday. Here it is Saturday right now, man, and just super excited about that. Columbus asked me to share something with you guys, and I got the perfect message, right? But before I go into that, I really want you guys to understand, the type of leadership that you guys have, because you guys got to embrace that. It's real critical and crucial that you embrace your leadership. I was on we were sitting on the, I don't know what that's called, man. We've been all over this place, right? We was in front of this little heating thing. And Columbus's phone started ringing. It was people calling and checking in and the whole nine. And that's, that's respect for your leader. So hopefully all of you guys are embracing that part of this business, because you never detach yourself from your leadership. I can remember, wanting to be a regional vice president in the Baseshop. I never questioned accountability, never questioned the accountability. But, you feel like when you get to RVP, you're not going to do that piece, and that's a no-no, right? So you always want to make sure that accountability stays close to you and always on your mind, to make sure that you go give that. So you guys make sure you do that, man. Columbus, I've been knowing Columbus Allison. Allison took a picture, and I've been knowing this guy for 25 years. Like, I was a boy when I met him. Hell, at 49, I'm still a little boy, right? So I was a boy when I met him, but just to be in his presence now, man, don't take that lightly, guys. Don't take that lightly. We talked about, when he left Virginia, for Virginia, some people quit, fell by the wayside, but y'all don't take that lightly. Don't ever take your leadership for granted. This guy deserves what he has and a whole lot more. And the reason I'm saying that is because, the humble beginnings out in Virginia, y'all know his story. But for me, I met the successful Columbus, but he reminded me last night he's always been successful because he always had great work ethic, because his father taught it to him. So, but when I say it, I'm saying I met the guy in Primerica that worked, that made some money, that was successful. But to transition and even see, I was telling my stepfather, who came down with me, Clarence Boyce, I was telling him, I said, we're going to go in the other way because I want you to see the little house, which was a big house, right? But we didn't get a chance to go that way. But we pulled up, man. My stepfather, man, eyes got so big because he grew up with Columbus as well. And his eyes got so daggone big, man. And he been walking around the property taking pictures. This sells the dream. And I know we in a COVID environment. You can't just say, Coach, can I bring some people over now? But man, some days you just got to ride past and say, I know that guy, and let people know, man, that this guy is in Virginia. This guy is very successful in his business. You ain't even got to tell his income. You ride past the house and you go on the off-road and say, yeah, that was his house. No, we still on his property, right? And so you can still sell the daggum dream. But what my message is this, and hopefully you guys get these 3 points. I was asleep one day, Columbus, and I was waking up and I was sweating, but I had these 3 points cross my mind. Never sleep with my phone. Never. My phone, when I go lay down, it's me in the bed's time. It ain't nobody else's time. So my phone was right next to me this night. It was meant for it to be there. I grabbed my phone and wrote these 3 points down. And these 3 points, guys, are going to change our life. Might not know it now, but sooner or later, you're going to figure this thing out, which is the greatest message I ever got, right? The greatest coaching, the best speech I ever heard. It was short. At some point in your life, you got to figure this ish out on your own. That was my favorite speech that I've ever heard. Y'all know who said that, right? Coach Pollard. When I called him, right, acting like a little wimp, right? And he said that, hung up on me, and I mean, changed my life. I'm telling y'all. But this is what I woke up and typed. The first thing I woke up and typed was this: people will quit Primerica. People gonna quit. They gonna quit. Somebody y'all already know probably quit. People will quit Primerica. The second part to that, number one point, is just make sure it's not you. People gonna quit, but you gotta make sure that it's not you that's the quitter. Okay? And y'all know the opposite of success is not failure. Because everybody fail. Everybody go try to get something done. Everything is trial and error. Colonel Sanders had a little black book when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. He had over 100,000 recipes in there. If you took a piece out, you'd probably be able to have some good chicken, but not Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you just throw one out the middle. But you got to understand that everybody quit. Everybody quit. You know, people going to quit Primerica. Just make sure it ain't you. Just make sure it ain't you. And when I say everybody quit, let me clear that up, because some people say, well, I ain't quit, but I'm still here. Yeah, but your coach asked you for a commitment. You ain't giving him one. See, your coach asked you, what can you bring to the table? You ain't even giving him nothing to work with. Your coach tell you to call him tonight, but you forget and call him in the morning. Your coach tell you, hey, this is the play we gonna run, and you choose whether it's the day of or the night of. You choose that you ain't gonna show up. So you really quit, but you quit mentally. That's the worst part of quitting. The worst part ain't even physically quitting. It's mentally quitting. So you got to make sure you understand, man. People going to quit this thing. Just make sure it ain't you. That means you got to show up to meetings. If Columbus say we taking a trip, right? Now listen. Listen to this. If Columbus say we taking a trip, we going somewhere, this is what we get ready to go do. You, right, the winner and the follower, because you got to know when to lead, when to follow, when to do both. That person is going to say, when we going, before he asks where we going. When we going, before he asks where we going. I called Clarence, my stepfather. I called him. I said, hey, man, I need you to ride with me, man. You know, drive a little bit for me, because I don't drive nowhere by myself because I go to sleep, right? And so he said, okay. He did not know where we was going. He knew when we was going. He didn't know where we was going till the day we got in the car to leave. That's somebody who understands know when to lead, when to follow, when to do both. So you got to understand that, right? And so think about this. The second thing is, those people that quit, they eventually going to come back. That's the number 2 point. The people that quit will eventually come back. The second part to that is, you got to make sure you didn't treat them like shit. People call you, how you doing? And you don't want to talk to them because they ain't doing numbers. That's not this game. Oh, it is a for-profit business, but you got to make sure you understand when people call you, what's up, Freddie? How you doing, man? How's the family? You got to have a conversation with them, because you need to make sure that you care about people, because y'all heard the phrase, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So what I did an exercise with my team and Columbus. You know, one day I encouraged you to do it. You probably already did it. Columbus never told us to get to know our teammates. He never told me to get to know Vanessa, get to know Yvonne, get to know Darlene, get to know Almitra, and none of them. He never said that. But what he said was, as a unit, you have to respect each other, right? So think about this. How many people on your team, not your downline, because see, it's easy to know your downline, but sometimes if you don't even know your downline's kids and their family and the husband, we talk about credibility with the people that we in business with, right? Man, if I don't know my regional vice president, if I don't know Vanessa Davis's sister Betty name, or Lynn, or a mom, right? If I don't know those people, that means I don't really have a relationship with her. How are we gonna fight together? But if she decides to leave, I can still call and check up on her. Man, listen, here's the secret. That's how I ended up overriding one of the biggest organizations growing in Primerica. Because when Ronell left Primerica, I still call him, and I ain't call him and say, man, come back. I call and say, how you doing, man? What you doing? You doing mortgages? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Man, I'll be in your area one day, man. I just stopped and go grab a cup of coffee. We used to go sit down and eat. I call him, see how you doing. And then the window opened. Something transpired inside the business. I said, would you believe they said you can go RV people on this? And then all that stuff started transpiring. See, you never know who you're going to pass up because you got an attitude because they decided not to show up to a meeting. Because they decided that their family was more important and you're going to act like an a-hole to them. Art Williams always taught, Columbus always taught God, family, business. Sometimes it's going to be God, family, business, but it's a lineage. Sometimes you got to step out of you got to step out of the light of the business, but don't mean you step out of the way. That means I still got to call Coach. Hey, Coach, how you doing? Coach still going to call you, see how you doing. Listen, none of y'all, me included, I'm a y'all too. None of y'all, and me included, can afford to treat people like crap. Because when they decide to come back, it should be a no-brainer that they want to come with Bernice Moffitt. She's so dadgum sweet. She never disrespected me. All that good stuff. So when somebody tell you they quit, and sometimes they don't even tell you they quit. Y'all know that part, right? I just got to call and say, hey, Miss Tracy, what's going on? How you doing? Everything good? But Miss Tracy, and I'm just using her because I see her on my screen. But Miss Tracy never told me she wanted to be a leader. So I can't have Miss Tracy, you ain't on none of my calls. What's wrong with you? Conversation with Miss Tracy. But I can say, I was just calling to see how you was doing. Everything good? How's the family? She's going to respect that. Sometimes people go through stuff and they don't know how to communicate because they were never taught the science of communication. So it's hard for her to call and say, hey, Coach Owens, this is what's going on. This is where I'm at. I don't know what to do. Some people have and this is a negative, but some people have too strong of an ego. E-G-O, edging God out. Some people have a too strong of an ego to allow people to help them. And sometimes y'all know them people like, well, I'm gonna just pray for you, right? But your coach is on the outside of the picture looking in. And he sees it. And he said, okay, let's try this, or maybe you should try that. Hold on a little longer, right? Take care of what you need to take care of. When you come back, we're going to be here. Now, she ain't ready. Miss Tracy ain't ready, but she called, Coach, how you doing? What's going on, Miss Tracy? Everything good? You good? How's the family? I ain't saying, I know you ready? What you call me for? So you got to make sure that when them people make a decision to come back around the corner to Primerica, that your name comes out their mouth. Man, Columbus get calls like, I used to be in the business, but I want to come under you. He don't even know these people. But his work ethic and his credibility and his ability to go lead people from all walks, like got that from the military, like I steal that from him, I say it from time to time. But his ability to do all of that causes people to say, I want in Pollard. That's his name, Columbus. Christopher Columbus. Columbus Pollard. That's how they remember his name. But they call him to get back in the business. Why people do that? Because you made them feel good and special while they were here. So you got to make sure. They coming back. Trust me. People are coming back. It's a great time to take a look at this Primerica thing right now. Y'all agree with that? It's a great time to take a look at it.
Yes, sir.
So when they come back, right, which they do, make sure, man, that you were the one who treated them with love, respect, and kindness, all the stuff that we were called to do anyway. You got to make sure they do that. The third thing is the most critical thing. And this is what excites me. And this is why I say, man, in the words of TK, somebody gonna get blessed right now. This is what's exciting. You gotta give your efforts time to compound. You got to give your efforts time to compound, guys. See, here's the problem. Most of the time, you get so close. See, the closer you get, like we were sitting at this thing, right, and I had a beer, and look, God has a way of just planting things to say, man, this is going to be a great teaching moment. The fire was not even burning towards me. It was blowing that way, but my beer was on the other side and the fire was blowing away. But guess what? When I grabbed my bottle, it was still hot. See, the closer you are to the fire, the hotter it gets. The closer you are to going to win, the hotter it gets. The closer you are to going to be successful, the hotter it gets. And so you got to make sure, man, that you stay close to the fire and give yourself your efforts time to compound. See, you going through something, you dealing with something, a situation, everything's having time. The Bible says time and chance happen to us all. So all that means is that we're going to deal with some stuff. We're going to deal with some crap. Time and chance happen tomorrow. But you got to stay the course. You cannot you cannot look at this business like, well, it ain't working, so I ain't going to do it. Well, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. You got to give your efforts time to compound. That means if you inboxed one person today, you ain't really giving your efforts time to compound. When you think about you, and some of you guys are in Virginia, so these Virginia people, right? Everybody in Virginia got a green thumb. You know what I'm saying? Columbus was slamming hogs and killing chickens, but he was planting some squash and everything else too. When you grab the seed out the bag, think about this. When you grab the seed out the bag, you think Daddy Pollard told Columbus to just put one seed down and let it be? Nah. He said you got to throw a lot of seed on the ground. You got to throw a lot of seed on the ground. You got to scatter it, right? And so at the end of the day, once and the seed don't even break open once you put it in the ground. So that means crap's going to happen, right? That means you got to pat it down with a shovel. You got to put, y'all listen, you got to put manure on it. You know, the fertilizer. That's the people saying it ain't going to work. Why you still doing that? I mean, COVID shut everybody down and you still think you're going to make some money in that Prime America thing? That's the fertilizer you need. See, you got to take that and embrace all the people who give you that crap. And you got to use that. That's your fertilizer. So you shake that off, right? That's the seeds going on the ground. And they're going to put that dirt on top of it, or the real stuff, the manure, right? Because manure is fertilizer. Y'all ain't think I knew all this. I'm a city guy, right? But I know about some manure because I had a lot of people who throw manure on me outside of Prime America.
That's right.
Yeah. And so then you put all that stuff on and you pat it down, man. You make it comfortable for the seed. That's the pressure you put on it. Now, am I telling the truth? Y'all know this green thumb stuff. Then you got to put a little pressure on it because you don't want the birds to come and get it. Yeah. That means you don't want the people to say, you need a part-time job. You don't need a Primerica position. So you put a little pressure on the seeds. So now you got this pressure on the seeds. So now what happens? Now you got to go water it. Now you got to go water. Then the people that talk about you right behind your back, spit in your face and tell you it's raining. Because they do stuff like that. And you got to still, guess what you got to still do? You still got to go through the fight. So now you got all this stuff ready. See, when the pressure's on the seed and then the water hit it and the dirt starts settling on it, then it cracks open. I ain't never seen a farmer get pissed off at his crop. Because he planted it, he watered it, and he soiled it, he watered it, and he woke up the next day and nothing happened. I ain't never seen him sell his land. See, you got land in Primerica. Your land is your opportunity. Your land is your ability to go create your own income. We got the same opportunity that the store owner down the street has, Columbus. His family can go in that store and get something to eat if they hungry. Mm-hmm. We got the same opportunity of the bank owner. That means his family will always have money. We got the ability to go use this license to go pay us for the rest of our lives. Give your efforts time to compound. I ain't no overnight success, but I woke up this morning and I was closer to it. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't overnight success. All I know is, 5 or 6 years ago, I was far away from it, right? And you want to know the only thing that changed? Man, I still talk about the dime. I still talk about the 4 funny bankers. You want to know the only thing that changed? Dante changed. Because I always heard, man, everything will change if you change. So if you make sure you have an understanding, man, that people will quit Primerica, just make sure it ain't you. And then eventually they're going to come back, but make sure you ain't treat them like crap. And then you understand that you got to give your efforts time to compound. You're going to have success. Because like Jeff Mallett always say, everybody that deserves a turn going to get a turn as long as they don't step out of turn. And here's the thing, though. Here's my added touch to that, because that's a powerful statement in itself. But here's my added touch to that. Why you think God don't think it's your time? God say your time is now. You a believer, ain't you? He said, above all things, I would that you prosper. He didn't say after Columbus prosper. He said, I would that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. So wait a minute, he didn't say I wish your soul prosper, I wish your soul prosper, I wish your soul prosper. He said I wish that you prosper, be in good health. So that prosper on that first one says that he wants me to prosper. And if you understand the parable of the talents, and when your coach get off the call, what he's telling you to do, he ain't telling you to go take your talents and hide them. You got to understand this, and I'm going to close with this. Y'all going to ponder it for the rest of y'all life, but it's going to bless somebody today. Mm-hmm. What God has for you ain't for you. It ain't for you. What God has for you is for use. Mm-hmm. So you got to go use every ability, every ounce of your God-given talent to go free somebody, because you'll get anything you want out of life as long as you help enough people get what they want. So Columbus, I enjoyed our time with you, man, and I just really do, man. You know, hell, I need to find me some land or something, man, so I can just walk across the street and see if you home, and we can sit by the daggone pool by the fire. But it's just tremendous, man. Primerica's the real deal, man. I'm from the projects, man. For real, I'm from the projects, man, and I never dreamed that I'd wake up one day and be $3,000 away from making $200,000, getting ready to go over 5. So I love y'all. I love Pollard National Network. I love the marathoners, because I'm still a marathoner at heart, right? I'm going the distance, and y'all go the distance, man. So hopefully those 3 keys helped y'all, man. I love you. Boss, I'm going to turn it back over to you, man.
Thank you, man. Great job, man.